everyone, welcome back. It's Elise here, your side dish host, and I'm so happy to be back in the kitchen with you for our second round of side dishes. This week, I'm creating a fantastic side dish recipe with the added pleasure of Philadelphia cream cheese, of course, and it is sure to please anyone you make it for. This simple summer salad is a fun and exciting new way to serve all that asparagus you get in the spring. I like to serve it chilled with that warm, gooey mound of cheese on top, and it's the perfect accompaniment to a light dinner under the stars. So I'm starting out here with half a brick of cream cheese, and I'm just gonna dump it out onto a piece of plastic wrap, and then just sort of squish it down until you have a nice round log. So just give it a little bit of a roll on your countertop, pat the edges in, and you can spin it around till you get a nice firm seal. Then I'll pop that in the freezer for about half an hour until it's nice and firm. So I have about 30 spears of asparagus here. These are quite large, so if you have spindly little guys, you might want a few more. I'm going to do something a bit counterintuitive and actually chop off the tips of the asparagus. And I'm just gonna set those aside for some soup tomorrow. You'll have lots of remnants that you'll be able to use from this recipe. Then, holding a spear by the woody end, you're just going to peel downwards towards the tip. And you want nice, thick ribbons. And I like to try and get the two-tone color in there, just because it looks so beautiful in this salad. You want to hold on to the woody end of the asparagus, because it isn't the tastiest part. And then once you get down to sort of a lame little wobbly bit like that, you're just gonna chuck it and put it into your bowl for your soup with those delicious spears. Now that I have a nice full bowl of asparagus ribbons, I'm going to take these 2 Granny Smith apples that I've sliced up here. The slices are about 5 millimeters in thickness. You want them to blend in with the ribbons, but you do still want a thick enough slice so that you get that crunch. We're just gonna toss those in there. You can just give them a spin around with the ribbons, and then we'll set that aside and get started on our vinaigrette. It's 2 parts olive oil, and then you have your maple syrup, 1 part to keep things sweet, gives you a nice contrast with that Granny Smith apple. A little bit of white wine vinegar for acidity, and then just a pinch of salt and pepper. And just give it a good whisk. So it's that simple. Just set that aside. Bring my bowl of greens over, and I'll just drizzle that right on there. Just gonna take my tongs again and make sure everything is evenly coated. Now this recipe is so fantastic for the summer because you do have so much lovely fresh produce available to you, and it's so tasty. So we'll just set that aside, and we're gonna head back and grab our cream cheese log out of the freezer. It's nice and firm. I'm just going to unwrap it here gently. Then I'm gonna get rid of these knobby ends, and you can put those on your bagel tomorrow morning. And then I'm making 6 servings today, so I'm just gonna cut my log, make a little indent first so you get even pieces, and then you can just slice those off. If you're finding that your knife is getting stuck in the cheese, you can give it a little minute under some hot water, and that'll just warm it up and give you a clean cut. So I'm gonna bring my pecans up here. Now what I've done is I've toasted up 1 cup of chopped pecans just for a few minutes on a medium-low heat, and with half of those, I pulverized them in the food processor. Now, I want you to be really careful when you do this, because last time I did it, I got a little overexcited and ended up with pecan butter. So just a few good pulses, and you should have a nice texture, and then I've reserved the others for later. So just take one of your rounds, even it out so you have a nice shape, and give it a good coating of nuts. Just roll it around there, and go ahead with your next one. So I'm just gonna transfer these into an oven-safe baking dish. You want to space them out so they have a little bit of room to grow. And then I'll pop these into my oven. I've set my broiler and I'm going to place them into the middle rack just for a few minutes. Keep a close eye on them, and when they look a little bit gooey and toasted, we'll take them out and plate our salad. So these are warm out of the oven, and now I'm going to plate my salad. So I'm just going to take a nice heaping portion of my salad mixture. Make sure you get a few apple slices in there. And here I have about half a cup of dried cranberries. You can substitute a different fruit if you like. I think the green and red looks really pretty. And then those toasted pecans that we didn't pulverize. And the best part, I'm gonna take one of our little cheese wheels here and slide that right on top. And you can just watch when I cut into this. You have that gooey cheese and underneath a fresh, crisp, seasonal salad. How delicious does that look? Now it's your turn to head into the kitchen and cook up a tasty side dish recipe to submit in our competition. You have a chance to take home $100 and be part of our community cookbook. And don't forget, you have until this Sunday to submit those side dishes at realwomenoffphiladelphia.ca. I can't wait to see what you're cooking.